Two.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Harold's Tech Reviews. Today we're going to be covering the Corsair K55 RGB gaming keyboard. Now, this comes in at about 50 bucks, so it's on the lower end of the gaming keyboard prices. It's about the same price as the last keyboard I reviewed. One of the main differences between this and the last one is that this actually does not have mechanical switches. I'm going to try to get this box open. It's actually going pretty well for once. Another thing to note about this keyboard is I believe that there are only 3 RGB lighting zones. It's not every keycap has its own dedicated lighting, so your customization options for the lighting aren't that great. One thing I'm noticing here is that this is it's non-braided wire. It's not very, I don't think it's going to hold up that well, but once again, this is a $50 keyboard. To be honest, the feeling off the bat, it's all plastic. Once again, it's to be expected, but it doesn't feel like a gaming keyboard. And like I said, it doesn't have mechanical keycaps. It has web, but I mean, it feels somewhere in between a mechanical key and, a traditional web one. It's not terrible. It's quiet. It does have bounce back though. This feature, it locks the Windows key, so you never accidentally tab out to the Windows Home. It has controls for sound and playback. It has a dedicated macro key right here. If you just press that and press a macro, then you can put in the combination of keys to the macro. It holds up to 6 macros. The placement of the macro keys is not really great. I've read some reviews where people were trying to hit the escape button and instead they hit the first macro. But for a $50 gaming keyboard, it's not really that bad. Another thing to take note of is the playback buttons and the volume buttons do not light up. So if you're gaming in the dark, it is going to be a little bit difficult to press those buttons. I believe these buttons also do not light up, but all of the keys do. Unlike other Corsair gaming keyboards, this does not come with any extra keycaps, but that's to be expected because this is the lowest end Corsair gaming keyboard. It comes with a plastic wrist rest. I mean, it doesn't feel like it's really going to do that much for you. It's not very soft. I'm going to try to slip it on here. Okay, one thing is that it doesn't lock into place. That's not really an issue if you're gaming on a desk, but if you're kind of a weird person who games on their couch or something like that, it's not going to be able to help you out at all. Alright, I think we're going to turn off the lights and take a look at the RGB features. Okay, so we got it plugged in now, and let's turn off the lights and see what it looks like. So it's pretty similar to the other keyboard we reviewed. As I said, there's only 3 lighting zones, but that's still plenty you can customize. You can use either the software, I believe there's actually a button on the keyboard for programming it, but there are plenty of options through the software. That's how I would do it. Let's try out the typing a little bit, but I already gave it a shot and I'm really not impressed with how it feels. It feels like a keyboard that you'd have at a library. It's not really, it doesn't feel like a gaming keyboard. Let's check out what type of literature they gave us here. Oh, and another thing to note is that there is no USB pass-through. The other keyboard we reviewed, which was around the same price, did. This is a Corsair product, so I would imagine that the warranty is pretty strong. Yep, this just gives you more details on how to program the macros mainly. All in all, ooh, okay, that's plastic, but what's underneath it feels like it's going to get a lot of fingerprints on it. So I feel like this is going to get pretty dirty pretty quickly. All in all, I think there are better keyboards for the price. I hate to say it because I really like Corsair. I like their RAM. But they really let us down on this one, I think. My next video, I think I'm going to be reviewing a Razer keyboard in around the same price range. So we'll see how the three keyboards compare. But right now, this is not impressing me. All right, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'd pack it up, but I really don't feel like breaking the speed of sound today in this repack process, so I think we're just going to wrap it up here. All right, it's been Harold's Tech Reviews, Take care.